Hello coders, welcome to the Code Kul. My name is Aniruddha. We are getting what do you mean by fragment. So we have seen many things about the fragment in couple of earlier videos. So we are going to start with the today's session, how we are going to use the frame layout into the fragment. So frame layout, I am going to have match parent and the wrap content. You can have ID, say at plus ID. I'm going to provide some ID frame container, container, frame container. Okay, so this would be my frame layout. So what is the case over here? If you check this fragment, so this is dedicated to the my fragment, means this fragment tag is all the way going to load my fragment, and this frame layout is not attached with the any fragment. At the runtime you are going to inject few fragment object over here, so this frame layout can be holding multiple fragments but not simultaneously. So here what I'll do is that I'll write one method private void and say fragment run fragment transaction. So this would be the my method. Now we have created one fragment which is nothing but the my fragment, which is extending to the fragment, and you have already written this code. We are going to use, or we are going to reuse same code. Let's have fragment manager, and manager is equals to get support fragment manager. Okay, you would be needing the transaction object manager dot begin transaction. It is going to return you object of fragment transaction. It should be also from support package. Make sure that both these are from the support package, and you can commit the transaction dot commit, and in between these two lines you are going to add or replace or whatever. Let's see this thing. What we are going to do is that txn dot add, you are going to add the fragment. See here, container id r dot id frame container. Into this container I am going to load this my fragment. That would be the scenario, ideal scenario, means this. Right, now let's call this method after set content view, say run fragment transaction. So this is my emulator. Now run the code into the emulator and see what happens. When code gets successfully run, see what happens. Over here you might get some code or some output here. Private void run fragment transaction. So you got the support manager, then you got just begin transaction. You have added the fragment to the container and call the commit. Until unless you are not going to call the commit, your fragment is not going to get loaded. Remember that. So it is taking too much time. Okay, so you would be getting some two fragments. So expected output is this. So here one fragment would be loaded, and here another fragment would be loaded. See, it's loading. So same fragment, means this is also having the my fragment, and this would be also having the my fragment. See, this first one is nothing but what you can say, this first one is nothing but your frame layout, sorry, fragment tag, this much, and this much is nothing but your fragment, right? This much is nothing but your frame layout. So this is nothing but something called as frame layout and the fragment. See how what you did here. So you have written one method over here and you have called add, but problem with this add is that if you call this method once again, two fragments are going to get loaded. Let's run the code and see what happens. You might get the two fragments over here, right? So here there are two fragments. If you want to avoid this, you can check it. See, this is little bit lighter and this is bit darker, means there are two fragments on the top of each other. So if you want to avoid this, instead of add, just call replace, right? And you can call any times, that's not an issue. See what happens, same now. So this would be replacing by this. Well, this is about the frame layout, how you are going to use the frame layout into the fragment. So in the next video, I am going to explain how to work with the fragment ideally. So here you have called new fragment. So instead of that, why to use the static method, we'll see in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Kindly subscribe the Code Cool to get more and more videos. Thanks a lot once again.